backfired. That's the only way I can explain it. New York City poll says law allowing rape suit against him was unconstitutional, despite voting for the legislation. Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, this is how it worked. They passed this law that says even if your claim is beyond the statute of limitations, you can sue someone who assaulted you. Oh boy, all of a sudden then Donald Trump gets accused, gets sued, and this 30-year-old story gets believed by everybody despite being rather unbelievable. And I mean that in a literal sense, like it's not worth believing. But here we are. Now this guy here, this guy Kevin Parker, he agreed with it and he supported the bill and voted for it. And then almost right after, he gets accused of rape. You'll love to see it. You all get to reap what you have sown. And I will sit back and put my feet up and laugh as you are dragged down to the depths of political hell because of your own decisions to pervert the system for political gain. Poor baby. Good luck, sir. I hope you figure this one out as you're being now credibly accused. The New York Post reports a Brooklyn state senator claims the law allowing a rape lawsuit against him to move forward was unconstitutional, even though he actually voted for the legislation and then bragged about it. Aw, but now it's coming to bite you in the behind and you're upset, huh? In court records filed this month, notoriously hot-headed Pole Kevin Parker formally denied the rape allegations against him. But he also went a step further, asserting that the Adult Survivors Act, which allowed the related lawsuit against him to proceed, was unconstitutional. The now expired act permitted alleged victims to file civil lawsuits against their accused attackers within a certain window, even if the state's statute of limitations had run out on their claims. Well, let's just pull up this here fella's Ballotpedia and see if we can find some information on this here fellow to make sure we got our key details correct. Here he is. Kevin Parker of the Democratic Party. He's a member of the New York State Senate representing District 21, assumed office in 2003. His term ends January 1st, 2025. Oh, me, oh, my. Look at this. His salary is $142,000 a year as a New York State Senator for the Democratic Party. This here Democrat is credibly accused of being a rapist. You gonna cry about it? You voted for it. Good luck. Parker was accused of the 2004 alleged attack in November 2023 in a claim that made it just under the wire. The state senator, along with every other member of the state Senate, had voted for the legislation in 2021. Parker even touted his support of the law in a statement in which he denied the rape charges against him shortly after they were levied in November. I voted in favor of the Adult Survivors Act to ensure all New Yorkers can seek justice and be heard, Parker wrote of the legislation, which was also passed by the Assembly, signed into law by Hochul in May 2022, and expired in November 2023. These allegations are absolutely untrue. My work and advocacy will continue, Parker said. Olga Jean-Baptiste says she was working with Parker on relief efforts for Haiti in 2004 when he grabbed her by the wrists and forcibly raped her at her home. Allegations that Hochul has called deeply disturbing. Heavens me, look at him. Jeez. Neither Parker's Senate rep nor his lawyer returned Post's request for comment about his latest legal filing in the case. This isn't Parker's first run-in with the law. In 2005, he got slapped with misdemeanor assault charges after slugging a traffic cop who wrote him a ticket. Wow, really? A few years later, Parker lashed out at a Post photographer and smashed his camera as the shutterbug was snapping pics of the pole outside his Flatbush home. They say pole. Why don't this is annoying. The Democrat. Parker was found guilty on misdemeanor criminal mischief charges and forced to attend anger management classes. The same lawyer who represented Parker in that case, Lonnie Hart Jr., is defending him against the sexual assault charges. Well, unfortunately, he has been credibly accused. Concerned citizen on the Post writes, slaps a cop, destroys a Post photographer's camera, and gets anger management classes. How about every employee of the Post and every NYPD officer make a trip to his home and slap him and the judge who sentenced him to anger management? That's ridiculous. Let's see how quickly the slapped judge and this excuse for a man. Let me just put it this way. People commenting on this, they're not too happy with this guy's history. Well, I can certainly just say this. I don't know what this man did or did not do, but he's in a world, a heap of trouble, isn't he now, of his own making. And I'm not going to defend him. You know, there's a big challenge here in that people keep saying, they say, you're not for free speech unless you defend the free speech of those you don't like, even those who oppose free speech. And I'm like, think about the math of such a fluid, dynamic system. Put it this way. You have two tanks of water, and one is set to not allow any water for anyone else. Free speech, right? The other tank is set to grant water to any other tank in its system. What ends up happening? Yeah, it's easy. Over a long enough period of time, if fluid can only flow in one direction, one tank fills up and the other tank drains. It's really that simple mathematically. If we as free speech advocates continually defend those who are calling for the eradication of our rights, while they do not extend the same courtesies, it's fairly obvious, isn't it? We are now in a system, a two-tiered system of justice, three-tiered, depending on how you want to break it down, where Donald Trump is being indicted for things that the classified documents case that no other president's been charged for. They say, well, this one's special. If you continually say everyone deserves rights, even those who oppose rights, well, then they will, when two people are then espousing free speech, and one side says no free speech for anybody, and the other side says free speech for all, the police, the government, the system says, what do we have to do to stop the conflict? The anti-free speech people are getting violent. The pro-free speech people are defending the anti-free speech people. It's simple. Shut down the people who are in favor of free speech. Let the violent ones win so you can get them to stop fighting. You get the point? Here we are, questioning whether or not we can maintain a system that provides protections to people who would strip protections from others. It's the Karl Popper meme the left loves to share so much. Here's a guy who voted for a bill to allow post-statute of limitations lawsuits, and Trump gets sued. Am I going to defend this guy from these accusations? No. I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that he actually gets sued into oblivion. He's being sued. I'm just saying I hope it goes into oblivion. Why? You know, I've amended my views on these things. And perhaps there's no... liberalism is for the liberal. That's it. Illiberals, you can't extend to liberalism because they'll destroy it. And as I see it, if this man came out in 2021 and said this law is ridiculous, how are we going to open up the statute of limitations on old things 30 years old? We can't do that. Then he got accused. I'd say, look at this. They're coming after him. Now, he's getting exactly what he wanted. He should be proud, nay, happy that this is finally happening. Justice will be served, good Sir Kevin Parker. You are getting exactly what you voted for. You know, I'm not convinced it'll be a lesson to others. I'm willing to bet there'll be many more Democrats who will simply say, yeah, well, the next time this happens, it won't happen to me. Maybe this guy's innocent, did nothing wrong. He's being falsely accused because someone sees an opportunity to go after him. That means there'll be many Democrats. In the future, they'll say something like, red flag laws. And there will be a Democrat with a Ruger 1022. Nah, let's not keep it so simple. Ruger 1022 is a small weapon, right? Let's say they got, what do I like? Well, let's say they hunting, right? So they're going to have something like, let's say they got slugs. Let's say they got a 12 gauge shotgun with buckshot and slugs. Not loaded, but that's what they have just for hunting, as they claim. One day there's a knock on the door. And the guy says, your neighbor says that you've been saying violent things and there may be something wrong with your brain. We're taking your guns from you. And this guy's going to be like, what? Well, you reap what you've sown. Am I going to come out and defend you when you are trying to strip the rights of other people? Can't do it. We have to make sure that we maintain the standard of, if you want to live outside of this world, then do so. But we will protect the rights of those who believe in it. Now, the argument then is this will just lead to the erosion of rights. There's a challenge. You cannot extend resources to your enemies. I'm for free speech. They are against free speech. Why would I give them an opportunity to destroy my free speech? The police are going and clearing out these protests, okay? And they're saying, haha, free speech, bro, was never for free speech in the first place. And I say, aren't you the guys who argue that hate speech is not free speech? Aren't you the ones that are arguing that free speech should be limited? Then your words mean nothing to me. In the words, a great joke Justin Roiland had in Rick and Morty, your boos mean nothing. I've seen what makes you cheer. These people are going out celebrating the death of free speech, then demanding I defend them? I'm like, why? You're getting what you want. Don't interrupt your enemy when they're making mistakes. So as for this good sir, how unfortunate for you, you've been accused. But thankfully, you signed the law that allows the victim to seek justice. Good luck. Next segment's coming up at 6 p.m. on this channel. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you all then.